Hey guys, welcome back to another Science Toon video with me, Darth Proteus. And today we're going to do a special request, T6 Nebula, otherwise known as the Sutherland class. And this is the boat right here. It looks pretty spiffy. It's got that nice mission pod up on the top. I did a little customization on it. I hope you guys like the way this one looks. Right now I'm running the veteran skin on this with some Corvus detailing to give that blacking, which I kind of like doing to most of my ships. But I know you guys are going to be curious, so I'm going to throw on the temporal shield so you guys can see what it looks like with the temporal shield on there. Pretty cool. Not too bad. And let's see if I have the Lucari shield here. I think I do. Yep, let's throw the Lucari on there and see what that looks like. Oh, the Lucari looks really good. I like that. But today we're going to show you this build. It's pretty similar to a lot of my science builds. Most of you who've watched my videos have seen some of the staples that I use in my builds. And as you know, I'm going to highlight over them so you guys can see what they are. Show you guys what we're using today. And I just wanted to point out to a few things to a few people. If you're going for a science heavy exotic build, there are a few things that you really can't get away with. Or you can get away with some things, but there are some staples that you need to have to make this build very effective. And two of those staples are the temporal engine and the temporal warp core, or any of the two-piece temporal set, because of the two-piece bonus that it gives you. And let's go over that real quick. You get a 25% all damage for all of your damage over time and hazard effects, which a lot of science abilities are damage over time and hazard effects. So having that two-piece set gives you a great deal of boost to everything that you're doing. So it makes sense to have the two-piece bonus. If you're not running the two-piece bonus, you're not going to see the performance that you might have seen with this boat versus, other types of builds and things of that nature. But this is pretty much a staple for any heavy exotic or heavy science build, is the two-piece temporal set. Then you can see here we got our Echo shield that helps us remove our shield disabled condition. It's an automatic hot restart, can occur once every 60 seconds, but it also removes debuffs from you every 10 seconds, which really works out and helps you out in especially ISA or crystalline entity. But let's go hover over some of these things here so that you can see the rest of them. It's basically the same principles as the other one. I made one small change to my build because, as most of you know, the current build meta, as they call it, has changed since Season 13. And I haven't really done a video since Season 13 because there was a lot of disappointment in the community of, a lot of DPS loss for everybody. And it affected a lot of people a great deal, and some people a little bit of a deal. But this particular build held up better than most, so you're probably going to see a little bit less of a DPS total output, but you're still going to be within that range to where you can do some really good damage with a science build. Alright, so we'll go over our skills here. Same setup for the skills. Still running the Science Ultimate, which is really good for my particular build. And then the traits here, you can see we're still running the standard traits that give us all the sciencey abilities and all the exotic boosts. Some really good stuff. But hopefully you guys will be able to see what we're working with here. And if for some reason I'm going a little too fast, just smack that pause button, hit rewind a little bit. Doesn't hurt anything. Now for starship traits, we've got, the exotic modulation, time to kill, which gives you a huge boost for your exotic damage, and then there's numerical superiority, which is another all damage based boost based on the number of people targeting your target, which makes a lot of sense for science builds because it's a huge boost to your base damage. And then of course we've got the checkmate for projectile weapon and exotic damage boost, and then the charged particle reaction, which is a very nice trait that they came out with that works very well with our charged particle burst. And you'll see that in the run that we're doing. Then we'll go over our space reputations here. We got our bonus exotic. We're running kinetic shearing again. We're testing it out. There was some changes made to it, but it seems to be working a little bit better overall now. Then of course our crit severity, our aux power offense. And then with this particular boat I'm running the advanced engines to give us more flight speed and turn rate, because it does turn a little bit sluggish. And then of course our active reps, we've got, you know, the 4 basic staples right here. Quantum singularity manipulation, biomolecular shield generator, the anti-time entanglement singularity, and of course the refracting tetryon cascade. And then under other, a lot of people have asked this question on some of my videos. What is this particular trait? And this is a trait that you got from doing the, what was that event called? It was a space race, basically, race across the galaxy, or the Tour of the Galaxy event, that's what it was. And this trait basically reduced our cooldown on transwarps. It has nothing to do with the build, it doesn't affect anything, it just makes our sector space travel faster. Then we'll go over our stations here. We're running Chemo, Fire at Will 2, Torpedo Spread 3 of course, and then Attack Pattern Beta and TAC Team. We'll go over our science abilities here. We got Structural Analysis, which is a decent debuff for this build because the science seats were a little limited on this build, so I had to do some finagling to make it work. So it's a little bit of a different setup than some of my other builds. We got the DRB here, the Charged Particle Burst 2, the Gravity Well 3, and of course hazard emitters to, you know, give us a little bit of a heal. And then the all-important emergency power to engines for this type of build. Then we've got our Rapid Decay 1, which is another debuff, another physical damage applied over your targets. And then the Entropic Redistribution, which is a huge damage to all of your targets that are affected by this. So as you can see there, we've, you know, got some nice stuff going on there. Alright, and we'll take a look at our duty officers here real quick. Let's roster space. There we go. Alright, as you can see, we've got our Borg Warfare Specialist, and then our Emergency Con Officer. This was only available for a limited time at during a special event. I think it was a Crystalline Entity or a Mirror Invasion, one of the two. But now it is available in the Phoenix boxes. So anytime you guys can get your hands on the Phoenix box, try to get this particular DOF. Because what it does is every time you hit your emergency power to engines, it resets the cooldown on your evasive maneuvers to 0. So let's say I've got my evasive maneuvers, I use it, it's got on its cooldown, it's got 20 seconds left, I hit evasive or emergency power to engines, it resets that evasive maneuvers cooldown so I can use it again. And that's a pretty big maneuvering ability for ISA especially, so that you can get from one side of the map faster, turn a little bit easier, the whole 9 yards. And then of course we're running our 2 deflector officers here to reduce the recharge time for our deflector abilities. And then we've got our gravimetric scientist to reduce the cooldown on exotic damage abilities whenever we create a gravity well or another anomaly, like the anti-time entanglement singularity, the gravity well, or a subspace vortex I believe triggers that as well. I'll have to double check that. And then for the heck of it, we threw in good old Hakeeb here to give us improved hazard emitters to give us that little extra boost there. They basically cause your hazard emitters to apply hazard emitters to any friend with less than 50% hull within 3 kilometers of your primary target. So if you're hitting hazard emitters on yourself, it'll spread out to your friends. And from there, make them heal a little bit better. You know, it's a little bit of a team boost. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, we could throw some other things in there, but there's really nothing that's going to really do a whole lot more to our build for DPS. But that is the ship itself with the build. And we're sitting here at our Draenor colony system. Beautiful map that they did here. I like the outer ring here. Pretty cool. But yeah, let's cut over to the ISA. We'll take a run through that and see what kind of numbers we can do in this new environment with this ship. And we'll see you guys on the end to show you guys the numbers and go over a few things and rock and roll. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, there we go, guys. Another ISA run with the current meta, with all the good stuff going on, all the changes that were made, and we're still breaking 100k. You can see right there, 103k. Pretty good damage output, pretty good number of spikes here. I mean, not bad, not bad. Pretty good stuff. Let's take a look at the combat analysis here. See what we got going on there. Alright. Here we go. 35k DPS off of the the secondary deflector. Theta radiation did pretty good. Gravity well did pretty good. Yeah, we got some good numbers there, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, this is what I'm running. This is what I play with every day. It's all good stuff. Good stuff. But there you go, guys. Another science video. I know it's been a while since Season 13. We haven't put out any really good information about science, but 100k in the current environment, we're still pulling big numbers with the science tunes, so yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, smack that subscribe to make sure you keep up with my current content. If you like Minecraft, I've also got Minecraft videos on there, so you guys enjoy yourselves. Have a Trek day. I'm out of here. Chakotay.